Hello guys, a rainy day in Aba Amubuna Junction where the ongoing construction for the Lagos Coast and Calabar Coastal Rail project is ongoing. As you can see, the part for the track is being made. The materials for the track laying, they are all available. They're on ground waiting to be fixed. This is currently happening in different locations that have been marked out for these projects. Yes, the work stopped before due to security concern, but it has commenced again. Thank you.
Hello guys and welcome back to this channel. I'm your host Sidi Kanobot and this is Isaac News. So we're bringing you a reaction from the video you're watching right now on your screen. So this is the Aba section of the Lagos Calabar Rail. So the Lagos Calabar Rail is a 1,400-kilometer rail that spans from Lagos in the southwestern geopolitical zone to Calabar in the south-southern geopolitical zone. But you may be wondering, so why then is it called West-East Rail? If we have a mapical representation of Nigeria, you would see that Lagos is on the western flank, while Calabar should be on the eastern flank. But for the sake of geopolitical, well, I say representation, Calabar is then put under south-south geopolitical. So in political mapping, Calabar is in the south-south region. Okay, but if we are having a proper geographical mapping of the country, Calabar forms part of our eastern border alongside states like Adamawa, alongside states like Borno. Those states would form part of our eastern border in a geographical representation of the country. So the rail will span all the way from Lagos down to down to Calabar, which is on the eastern flank in a geographical representation. So it is a standard gauge rail which is supposed to improve trade, from the south down, from the southwest down through the southeast, because this is going to go up to Onitsha and Anambra and pass through Abia and some and pass through a number of states which we're going to look closely as we move on in the video. So now the very interesting thing about this rail is that it is ongoing, and I'm oblivious of who is funding this project because the China bank that was contracted, the China Exim Bank, which is the China Export Import Bank that was contracted to finance this bank, had earlier in 2017 pulled out of the race to fund this project. So, but let's look at who even conceived this project. So the Lagos Calabar Rail project was conceived by the administration of His Excellency Goodluck Ebele Jonathan back in 2014, and FEC under the then administration had given approval for the construction of this $11 billion project, which will be the West East Rail. So that project never got to the light of day under the then administration. And when this administration came into power in 2015, as early as 2016, they had agreed with the Exim Bank of China to secure funding. Now, the Bank of China was supposed to secure 85% of the needed funds to run this project, while Nigeria was supposed to secure 15%. Now, sometimes I would like to point out that when you hear Nigeria contracting loans to fund projects, a lot of the loans, if not all of the loans, were contracting to fund capital infrastructure. These monies are not being given to Nigerians to avoid the issue of corruption and embezzlement. What happens is that the Nigerian government meets firms who have the capital to run or to fund and build the project, and ask them, please build this project at your own expense. We will then pay you when the time is ripe. So the Chinese government under the CCECC, which is the mega Chinese construction firm, were the ones that were supposed to be in charge of building this rail from Lagos down to Calabar. But they had pulled out of the race for reasons best known to them. So in 2021, a lot of talks, will I say, resurfaced as Nigeria was keen on trying to secure people who would fund this project. And Standard Chartered Bank was contracted, and some other people were met, and a lot of work and conversations went on in that direction, but nothing proved successful. In fact, all efforts proved abortive and nothing had resumed. But right now, like I've said earlier in this video, I cannot attest to who is funding this project. But all I can say is that from videos on ground, we can see active work going on in Aba of Abia State, which is part of the major cities that this rail will be traversing. So it is really really interesting. Okay, so just to give you to mention the routes. So the route that the Lagos Calabar road is going to pass through will be first from Lagos, then to Sagamu, then Ijebu Ode, then Ore, Benin City, Sapele, Warri in Delta State, Yenogwa in Bayelsa State, Port Harcourt in Rivers State, Aba in Abia State, Uyo in Akwa Ibom State, Calabar, which will be the Calabar capital in Cross River State, Akampa, Cross River State, Ikom, one of the very big cities in Cross River State, and finally it's going to end up in the Obudu Ranch. Now, I would like you to know and to take into cognizance of the fact that the Calabar port is active. In fact, it has never been this active since its inception, and it has been churning in revenue at unprecedented numbers. So the Calabar port is active, and once we begin to see rail in the Calabar port, this would foster trade along the west and the eastern corridor. So we can see people move goods all the way from Lagos port, be it the Lekki Deep Sea port or be it the Apapa port or the Tinkan port. We can see them funnel those goods all the way down to the southeast geopolitical zone, be it Aba or Anambra, that is Onitsha, that this rail will traverse. Or we can also see it move all the way from there down to a very big hub in Nigeria. In fact, supposed to be the fourth largest city in Nigeria, which will be Port Harcourt, which this rail also traverses. Then we can see it move down east in terms of geographical representation in Calabar, which is also a very key industrial location in Nigeria. So this is really, really amazing, and we give credit to the federal government for putting all it has done, into seeing that this work is not being abandoned, and the little we can is being done to push this infrastructure to better the lives of both Nigerians and the Nigerian economy. Now, I would like you to understand that when these rail corridors are being developed, it's going to, foster trade in terms of cargo moving along the rail and also transportation. Now, if you move from south down to southwest, you know that it's a very long route. Most times people from south they traverse into the southeast and go down. So sometimes even what you may call the middle belt before they didn't find their way down southwest. Okay, that's a very long route that would be boycotted if we have rail moving, just from Lagos down to Calabar. That's going to save time and save cost and save a lot of stress that will be incurred, if you're taking vehicular movement for that same location. So this is a huge project, and we're very glad that work has begun in earnest. So if you're in Abia State, if you're in Aba, please, we are advocating that get out your phones, get out the cameras, take pictures, make videos, splash it all over the internet, and let's create awareness, for these projects so that Nigerians can be well informed as to what is going on in this country. And before I wrap up, I just want to give a very, very big shout out to the president, President Muhammadu Buhari. It is totally unheard of that in the dying days of a president administration, work will still be going on as though he's running an election. Okay, so just today being the 27th of April, Buhari has commissioned the Enugu International Airport. Today he was already at the military patrol in with the military guys. Tomorrow he's going to be in Ogoniland to inspect the work, the remediation work going on there. For the decades of neglect and destruction and disintegration that had gone on in the Ogoniland. Then we have seen a lot of work go on with different bills that have been assented to, and some other key infrastructure that have been commissioned in the dying days of this administration. Never have we seen a president do so much when he should be bowing out. So we really, really, really thank him for this. We can see, without a shadow of doubt, that he's very interested in legacy project. He's very interested in building a name for himself, a name for this nation, other than trying to, increase the size of his pocket And for this, we pray God's blessings on him. And also, we want to thank those who have worked with him. The vice president just today had an will I say a celebratory meeting with Pebec, and the mighty work that Pebec has done in terms of trying to unbottle the bureaucratic bottleneck that had bedeviled the business sector, and even the ease of doing business environment in Nigeria. So a lot of work has been done and is still being done. And we have also seen even the governors contract the same virus of doing projects even when you're about to die out. We can see the Akwa Ibom state government push so hard to do what doing, even with acquiring of new airbuses for Ibom Air, and the commissioning of. We made a video recently of the Akwa Ibom automobile assembly plant. We've seen government just like Ebonyi State, who is inaugurating their airport. We've seen Lagos State pushing for the red line, and we've seen so many states pushing in the dying seconds of the administration to flag off projects. In previous times, when you have months to the end of an administration, you'd begin to see abandoned projects littered around the country, people trying to steal money, loot money, and other things. But the story is beginning to change with this administration, and we are very, very, very grateful for this. So we really thank all those who are outgoing for the work they've done. Nigeria is will certainly appreciate and are already appreciative of the work you've done. As you all know, what we can't see right now, we'll see in a few years to come, because that's just how things happen, normally. So this is going to end for this video. I'd like you to also, put out images and videos of legacy projects going on wherever you are, so we can celebrate and talk about it. And like I've been saying recently, remember to tell a friend you're Nigerian, okay? Let us try to, as much as we can, reduce, our affirmation of our ethnic ethnic sentiment or our ethnic origins. Okay, let us try to reduce saying, "Oh, I'm an Igbo man. I'm a Hausa man. I'm a Yoruba man. I'm an Ibibio man." As much as we can. I'm not saying stop it, okay, because it's not ideal to stop it. Let us reduce the ethnic origin that we tend to hold claim, and let's try to embrace a national image by saying, "I am a Nigerian. I am an African," a continental image, instead of saying I am a Calabar man. No, I'm a Nigerian first and foremost. Then you can then go ethnic. So because we are trying to see how to blur the lines of ethnicity that has created a very big divide right now in the country. So please remember to tell a friend that you're a Nigerian before your ethnic or ethnocentric, ethnocentric sentiment. Thank you very much for sticking with us thus far. Godspeed.